discuss about relevance model of dividends. So this is the second part of model. This model is proposed by the Gurdens. According to his assumption, here also there is no external source of finance. Total amount will be reinvested. The profit will be reinvested in that company. So internal source of finance only they are following. So the company is having perpetual life period. It will be continued. It's not having any end. And risk and cost of capital will always be constant. So this is the one of the assumption. But he's proposed two another more assumptions. That is, here the investors are risk averters. So what are the risk averters? According to his assumption, one bird in the hand is better than two birds in the bush. Means the future dividend will be uncertain. We can't be predict how much of the dividend will be received in the future. But in the Walters model, what is proposed? Dividend payout will be increased. The value of the firm will be reduced according to his assumption. But his assumption, the present value will be better than the future dividends. So according to this concept, he proposed these methods. So the formula is P equal to E into B divided by K minus BR. So what is the earning per share? 1 minus B. B is the retention value. K cost of equity minus B into R. R is the required rate of return. B is the retention value. According to this formula, he is going to prove his assumptions. So let's come to the problem. The following information is available in respect of required rate of return 12%, earning per share 20 rupees per share. Determine value of shares assuming the following. D by P, dividend payout ratio 1 minus B equal to 10 dividends and 9% is going to retention. Means 10% is going to declare for as a dividend, 9% is going for retention for future purpose. And here 20% for dividend payment and 80% for retention. 30% for dividend and 70% for retention. Here 40% for dividend and 60% for retention. 50% for dividend and 50% for retention. 60% for dividend and 40% for retention and 70% for dividend payout and 30% for retention. Based on that proportion, the cost of equity will be differ. In case this proportion 10 to 90%, the cost of equity will be 20. So according to that proportion, the value will be reduced. If they are paying more dividends, the cost of equity will be less. According to that procedure, we are going to implement in that formula. Here the proportion is 10 to 90, 10 dividend payout and 90 retention. The value will be P equal to E by E earning per share 20 rupees, 1 minus B value, what is it? B retention value 1 minus 0.90 divided by cost of equity 20 rupees minus BR. How you can get this value? 0.18, 0.108. Here retention value 0.9 into the value, the cost of required rate of return 12%, 0.12, that equal to 0.108. Like that, dividend payout, when dividend payout is 20 rupees and the 20%, the retention is 80%. The value will be 42.55 and 30 to 70%, the value will be 62 rupees 50 paise. And 40 to 60%, the value will be 81 rupees 63 paise. And coming to the 50 to 50%, 50% dividend payouts, 50% dividend retention ratio, and the value will be 100 rupees. And 40 to 60, 60 to 40, the value will be 117.65. And 70 to 30, the value will be 134.62. So, what it is that the retention is going to reduce, the value of the firm will be increased. Means here the investors are expecting the dividends. The future dividends may be uncertain. We can't predict what it will be happen on the profits. So that's why they're always expecting the present dividends. So if they are declaring the higher dividends, the value of the firm will be increasing. So according to his assumption, he has to prove. Thank you.